You know, somebody actually did ask me about Bitcoin. And when they did, guess what I gave them? Satoshis, ladies and gentlemen. Satoshis. What's up, guys? It's Saturday again. Man, these weeks are going by quick. It's Saturday, March 9th, 2024. That is the Bitcoin block height. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the price per Bitcoin. And that, my friends, is how many Satoshis you can get for $1. My goodness, guys, it usually doesn't do this every week that the price of Bitcoin is going up this high and how many Satoshis or less Satoshis you can get for $1. Usually doesn't happen this way, but the market has changed with these ETFs. We are at Satoshi Saturday, episode number 5. Before I talk about what I'm getting ready to talk about, I'm going to make a few assumptions here. First assumption is you've watched my other Satoshi Saturday videos. Right there, I have 5 of them. I have a kind of like a pilot video I did back in September about how to be a millionaire. And then I have the first 4 episodes. If you haven't watched those, okay, before you watch this video, please click off this video and go and watch those. That's number 1. My second assumption is that you have bought in Satoshis. You have Satoshis and you're off of 0. That's my second assumption. Third assumption is that you have studied. You have done your studying. You know what's going on. I'm not saying you're an expert or nothing like that, but you're just not somebody that just buys and doesn't study. And also, my last assumption, and this is a really important one too, is that you care about others. I know people that stay secret or don't care about others. And I'm not saying that in a mean way. I'm just saying, you know, a lot of precious metal stackers, a lot of investors, period. They don't tell other people about their investment because it's a very close to the chest privacy thing. And I respect that, right? So I'm not telling anybody to go out there and just tell everybody you got Bitcoin. I'm not saying that. This is different, guys. This is not precious metals, Satoshis and Bitcoin. This is not precious metals. This is not a stock portfolio. This is something that can really help not only your family, but it can help your countrymen and people all over the world. We're in a part of the timeline right now. It's almost like when the horses got taken over by trains and cars, and like the light bulb took over candles and stuff like that. It's just a completely new and different technology that can change the world. And a lot of people, even though they heard of Bitcoin, they don't really truly understand it.
Would you go with $1,000 cash or 1 Bitcoin?
$1,000 cash. Yeah. Well, I just like cash better.
Would you take $1,000 in cash or 1 Bitcoin?
I honestly could not tell you how Bitcoin works. So if you gave me a Bitcoin, I probably wouldn't do anything with it. So I'd probably take the cash.
Would you rather take $1,000 or 1 Bitcoin?
$1,000. You can put it into Bitcoin. You can just you can put it into Bitcoin.
$1,000 or 1 Bitcoin?
Right now, because I don't know Bitcoin, I'm just going to take the cold, hard cash.
So if you are one of those people in that camp that you're secretive and don't want to tell anybody something or don't want to pass the message on, please consider listening to this video and consider doing that. So I just left the barbershop. I told you that I pay my barber in cash every time. Whatever the cost of the haircut is, I pay him. And then after that, I tip him in Satoshis. And I've been doing that for quite a while now. He was looking at his wallet, his moon wallet with his Satoshis on there. And then he looked at the dollars underneath and he was just like, wow, man, you know, this is going up. He was measuring it in fiat currency, and rightfully so. That's the system we live in now. And I was like, yeah, it's going up, you know. And then after my haircut, I gave him a choice because I always tip him $10. So I paid him for the haircut, and then I had a $10 bill and I had my phone out. I go, which one you want? He said, I want the Satoshis. I said, smart man. What we need to do, guys, is we need to spread the word, okay? Now, assuming that you are all of those things above that I said before, we need to tell others about Bitcoin, and we need to break it down into small bites and tell them about Satoshis, because a lot of people don't understand that you can buy in small increments. They just don't understand. And it's up to us to teach them about that. I'm gonna play you a clip from a video from back in November, December 2022 during the bear market of Bitcoin, when it really crashed down to 15,000 something. I think the price of Bitcoin at the time was 16,000. And this is a video by Broyles. This is one of my favorite videos to explain Bitcoin. It's a really good video. I'm going to show you this clip here, and then we're going to talk about it.
And so if you understand this, which you may not yet, but if you do understand this dynamic, you're roughly the first per 1,000 people on Earth to understand it. And my warning, or my encouragement to you, is to educate as many people as you can, as quickly as you can, because by the time it reaches about 5 to 20% of the population to understand this and begin selling off their infinite assets in exchange for this finite asset, that's probably going to rip open the tear in the system. Again, think of it like a sinking ship. You know, if you have this high percentage of people that are leaving the system, that causes a collapse in demand enough that it basically causes the whole thing to fall apart. So if you have even percentages this small, of 5% or 10%, or at least what seems small to us, that could be enough to then have us immediately have a capitulation event where everyone defaults to the next reserve system. And so my encouragement to you is that most people will never own more than 50,000 sats in their lifetime. And I'm not going to go into the math of how we can determine that now, but basically when you divide when you take the total number of bitcoins and you subtract lost bitcoins, you subtract bitcoins that are already claimed for and everything else, basically the average person probably will own roughly 50,000 sats in their entire lifetime's worth of earning. Okay, and today I'm filming this in the year 2022. Bitcoin's price is $16,000 roughly. It fluctuates, of course, but 50,000 sats is $8 today. And so you don't have to fully understand Bitcoin, but my encouragement is, at the very least, just get a little bit. Just get something. Just don't stay on zero.
That's crazy, right? And I believe that to be true. I believe that. And I don't know if you do or not. I don't know where your level of knowledge or studying is, but when I first saw that video, because I first saw it in early 2023, I'm not going to lie, I thought it was a good concept, and I thought, man, maybe, but I was like, I wasn't fully on board with it. But now that I've done more studying, again, the more and more studying you do, the more and more you understand. I believe that. So what you guys are doing at the base layer is you are buying, again, it's like the gold rush. And, the gold rush started with the ETFs, and now it's going to go until November 2034. That's when the amount of Satoshis will only have 1% of the Bitcoin to be mined in over 100-something years. It's going to be crazy. And 10 years from now, the adoption is going to be crazy. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing these videos, maybe for a few years, but I'm going to be doing it until the adoption rate gets up and as many people get involved. Now that I have studied Bitcoin, I really do believe that people in today's world will be looked at in a completely different way than you're looked at now, based on how much Bitcoin you have, because everybody will be working for it and you've already saved it. And I believe if you have enough, you'll be able to retire. And next week, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to touch more on what Luke said. I'm going to talk about the 50,000 Satoshis people have, and I'll tell you and I'll give you some numbers that I think that some milestones you should hit and what it'll do for you in the future. And I'm telling you, it's not as many as you think. What we need to do now is, and this is going to sound crazy, but we need to give Satoshis away.
What you talking about, Willis?
And the reason I'm saying that is because you need to work inside out, right? You need to give Satoshis away to your family members, to your friends, some strangers, build the network up, right? And how you do that is send them 100 sats, 200 sats, but have a goal of how many sats you want to give out. You have to spend and replace. So before I go out of the door, I say, okay, today I'm going to give out 100,000 Satoshis. I may give them out 1,000 a time, maybe 10,000 a time, 100 a time, 500 a time, whatever you're comfortable with. And I replace them before I even leave the house. And I put them in there, and that's what I give out, because I have a wallet that I specifically use, a lightning wallet I specifically use to give out Satoshis. And the reason you want to do that, there's many reasons, but I'll give you a couple reasons. Number one is, once somebody has it, they have the Satoshis, and you show them how easy it is, and you explain to them that that's their money, it's their bank. Nobody can confiscate that from you. When you send somebody money from Zelle or Cash App or whatever, it's not the same as sending Bitcoin. There's no third-party intermediaries When you send somebody money on Apple Pay and stuff like that, even though the money shows up on the screen, it's not settled yet. It takes a while to settle, even though you do have it on the screen. With the Lightning Network, it settles in seconds, a second.
The Satoshi is actually 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin, and that is even divisible further on the Lightning Network. It's a second layer that allows you to do transactions off of the main chain of Bitcoin and do the transactions a lot faster. You can do transactions between two people instantly back and forth without having to worry about delays in the payment.
But it's your money and it's private. Nobody knows you have it, and it's your own bank, man. And when you explain that concept to somebody, they're just like, wow. And then, of course, you talk to them about how the money system's broken and stuff like that. It's a way to orange pill people, but get them involved by showing them that. Also, another reason you want to give away Satoshis is simple. You love them and care about them. You know the system is broken. I'm not saying you have to save the world by giving everybody Satoshis, but you give them a jump start because they don't know, they don't understand. They're working from the old system, the fiat system. But now that you're here and you've been doing your studying and you've watched Satoshi Saturday and you understand how powerful Satoshis are and what they're going to do, you know, zap them 100 sats, zap them 1,000 sats. Today, 100 sats, I think, is like 6 or 7 cents. And then 1,000 sats is like 67, 68, 69 cents, something like that. But trust me, it'll be worth a lot more later on in the future. Another reason you want to give away Satoshis is because it makes the network stronger. We want a strong network of Bitcoiners that are outside of this current system, because I know this system, this fiat system, is broken. And the more and more they learn, and the more and more you talk to them and teach them and they learn on their own, the more and more they'll do the same. And we need to secure the network of Bitcoin. The people run Bitcoin, okay? But you want to create a secular economy between you, your family, friends, and loved ones, and your countrymen of, hey, we don't need their US dollars. Another reason you want to do it is because everything in your life will be cheaper in Satoshis. Again, when I gave those Satoshis to my barber, I'm giving him, it usually doesn't work like this on a week by week basis. Like I said, you got to be in for a 4-year cycle and look at it every 4 years. But because the ETFs come in, it's definitely different and changed the game and sped things up. Every single week over the last 4, 5, 6 weeks, I've been giving him less Satoshis. I give him $10, but the Satoshis have been less because the US dollars in comparison to those Satoshis are weaker and the Satoshis are stronger, and the purchasing power are going up because more and more people are getting involved. You don't want to leave any of your family and friends behind when you know what you have. If you knew there was a disease coming and it was a deadly disease and you had the medicine in your pocket and you can save people, how would you act? That's how I act. You know, every single day I come out here, I know the fiat currency is poison. It is. That's why we eat bad food. That's why we can't afford gas and everything else. It's all trickled down. Look at the website WTF 1971. Our quality of life has gone down since Richard Nixon took us off the gold standard. It just has. Those are just facts. And you want to educate people on that. And you want to give them that pill, if you will, that pill, that medicine that you know that can help them. That's why I took the year off this year, ladies and gentlemen, because I know our country is under a lot of turmoil. And also I know Bitcoin can fix a lot of those things. Again, I love America First politicians, but they can't save my household. They can help fix some problems, but they can't save me. Bitcoin can. Satoshis can. And that's how you need to walk around with your orange pill when you tell people that you can help them. There will be a time, guys, this is going to sound crazy, but there will be a time in the next few years that things, like I said before, will be priced in Satoshis. It'll be side by side with the US dollar. Things will be priced in Satoshis. And you want to help your family and friends get that savings account built up. Remember, we learned this early. Look at your Satoshis like dollars, guys, and buy them like dollars. Right now, guys, just think about it. It's costing only $1 to get 1,400 Satoshis. Let me ask you a question, and seriously, and you teach other people this too. If you knew a guy with a suitcase full of quote unquote money or cash, he had a whole bunch of $100 bills, and he goes, hey, listen, I have a sale on US dollars. Just give me $1 and I'll give you 1,400. How many US dollars would you trade in for that? That's how I look at it, okay? Now, again, you may not be to that point, but that's how I look at it. And I truly believe that a Satoshi will be more valuable than a US dollar. Because again, there's only a finite amount of Satoshis. And how many US dollars are there? Infinite amount. So guys, look, we need to work together to help other people. The first thing you can do to help is send people these Satoshi Saturday videos. That's the first thing. That will help you, me, and everybody else. This is the first asset that I've ever been involved in, that when you help someone else, you help yourself, because everybody has incentives and all our incentives are in line. When I was in real estate, I didn't go around telling people about my properties. Or if I had an item at a garage sale or something that I was buying, I wouldn't tell anybody about it, because if they bought it, I couldn't get it. It's not like that with Bitcoin. We're helping everybody. So please, guys, share your thoughts down below. Share this video and share your knowledge and your Satoshis with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your countrymen, everybody that you care about, and do it in a desperation mode. I'm not talking about being annoying and stuff like that, but pretend and act like you have the medicine to help the sick, because you do. And that's how you got to look at it, guys. But again, your family, your lineage down the line will never be able to get 1,400 Satoshis for $1. They never will. Only you can do that. I know it seems like a lot to pay for 1,400 because people were getting 3,000 Satoshis, 10,000 Satoshis. But trust me, that's going to be nothing. It's going to be peanuts. And again, guys, I said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. To help your family, your lineage, your generation, stack as many Satoshis today so you don't have to work for those same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.